30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comings with the it factor. It's the Jazzie KWard coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
Hey, everybody. I was just over here jamming. What's up, y'all? I am Jazzie KWard, and welcome to Jazzie After Dark Artist Talk, the one and the only. Our special guest tonight, international recording artist, Mr. Christian D. MESONES, bassist, composer, and band leader. So you guys, what I need you right now to do is just go ahead and start sharing the video, share the live, share the love. Let's go ahead and let's get the show started right now.
Live from WKRW, welcome to Artist Talk, a live one-on-one conversation with your host, the man with the golden voice, Jazzie KWard.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. Another great show tonight. My special guest is my friend, Mr. Christian D. MESONES, and I hope I'm saying his name right. So we're going to talk about that too, to make sure I am saying his name correctly, which I'm sure some people have a few challenges with it. But again, don't forget to go over to KWard Radio. Make sure you subscribe to the page. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, right over there. And go ahead, and everybody, I see people coming in the chat room. Let me know what city and state or what state you're in. And don't forget to do the hashtag shame on you. Don't forget to do the hashtag. Go ahead and do that now. Shame on you. Well, let me just tell you a little bit about my guest tonight. Christian Big New York D. MESONES has been playing the bass guitar for almost 40 years. He opened up for several artists, just to name a few, like the names of Roberta Flack, Down to the Bone, Marion Meadows, Bob Baldwin, and many, many more. He's also attended the world-famous Bass Institute Technology, which now is the Musicians Institute School. So we're going to talk to him about how his music career got started. Also, he has a new song, y'all. And if you have not heard Christian's latest song, Hispanica, featuring Bob James, you know what? Shame on you for not knowing who this brother is. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's give a lot of love and welcome to Artist Talk, Mr. Christian D. Mesones. Come on in the room. What's up, my brother?
Shame on you.
Right.
Very, very cool. Very cool hashtag. I like that.
You like that? So, I always tell people, Christian, and by the way, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Shame on you. A lot of times, and I even say it for myself, shame on me. There's so many talented artists, gifted artists like yourself. And, I'm like, well, do you know Christian D. Mesones? They're like, I've never heard of him before. Well, I'm going to introduce you to him tonight and his music and his followers. Shame on you. Shame on, shame on us for a lot of things. But I'm going to blame all of it, Christian, on the pandemic. We've experienced the last, going on 2 years now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. It's been a drag, to tell you the truth. It's been a drag. Yeah.
So we see a lot of people coming in the room. I want to say hello to Pamela. Hey, my friend Heidi in California. We got Rose Lady Edmond. And if you don't know the Jazz Lovers Corner, shame on you. You need to know the Jazz Lovers Corner. We got Ace. We got Bill. I see Costella in California.
Costella's in the house. Woohoo. Wow.
And congratulations on Costella. I think she did the national anthem today. I'm sorry, I can't remember. Somewhere in California. We got Spontaneous Groove Combustion. My friend, Mr. Warren A. Keller. What's up, my friend? I saw Mr. Brendan Rothwell. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. If you have any questions or comments for our guest tonight, make sure you post them there. I promise you we will do our best to answer any question you may have. Hey, Pamela, thank you so much. She's listening from New York. Hey, Maria. We got Ultimate Entertainment. If you don't know Ultimate Entertainment, shame on you. You should definitely know who this brother is. Okay. So Christian, just to go back to ask, my brother, mentally, physically, with so much going on, how have you been navigating? We're still in a pandemic, but how are you and your family been doing?
Man, we're doing pretty well. Thank you for asking. We had a pretty rocky year, 2020. Very interesting on how 2020 started for me personally. 2020 was the debut of my album, They Call Me Big New York. And from that album spawned about 4 or 5 singles, and they all did very well for me. The one that came out in January, Big Tall Wish, was one of my highest ranking songs, number 6, right? And everybody is so concerned. I mean, we're all guilty of being concerned about where we place in this whole game of radio charts, right?
Yeah.
But I was really happy with myself until, of course, in March immediately came around. I work for public school system, so I was not laid off, but I was not working. Right. And in the beginning, I'm not going to lie. In the beginning, I had a lot of fun, man. Me and my wife, we did the Netflix thing, man. We did the popcorn evenings, man. Instead of Friday date night, date night, it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday date night. So it was okay. I mean, until COVID hit home for us, and we lost. We lost our father. I lost my father-in-law to COVID, and that was very, very gut-wrenching, and really, it really hurt. It was devastating to us and our family. But you know what? I have to say that I'm very fortunate because I'm surrounded with a lot of love, not only from my wife and not only from my family, but from a lot of really good friends. And I've been able to continue, putting out music. I put out Sweet Night. I put out Sexy Beast.
Yeah.
And now, of course, the big one. The big one now is the big one is the big one, right? The big one. Once you get on, like, whatever, man. It's like I'm on watercolors now, so I guess
Right.
I'm in the club. I'm in the club, Corey. I'm like, oh, look at that. But hey, I'm happy, bro. I'm very happy.
Well, Christian, I can say I am so happy for you, my brother. And now also the song. Well, let me ask you this: when you did Hispanic, how did you and Bob James come together to collaborate on Hispanica?
It's a great story.
Mhm.
And before I started, I do want to give some shout outs because I don't want people to leave. I do want to say some
Well, go ahead.
hellos there to Thaddeus,
Mhm.
who we've been talking. He's a great trombone player, and we've been
Right.
talking. And I'm hopefully going to get him in my band. I've been working on that. Warren Keller, who is a great guy.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, he lives in Florida, but I forgive him for that. But but I really dig his vision and his sound, and I love the new single. And of course Brendan Rothwell, who will be featured on one of my tracks that is coming out. I've been talking about it for 2 years now, but
Yeah.
when it comes out, everybody's going to be blown away because it's the kitchen sink of bass playing being thrown at you, man. Like, here, take it,
Right.
take it all, So hey, that's coming. And then of course I want to say hello to Colleen Coco Spencer, who's been a friend of mine on Facebook for over 10 years. She remembers me from the Groove School days, the Groove School band days. Pamela Green, who actually was one of the first people who received my Good Old Days single in 2015. Hey, Pam. Who else am I missing? Ultimate Entertainment, brother. I love you, man. This guy, what a supporter, man. Unbelievable supporter. Kenneth Wynn, man. Bro, I don't know. Do I know you? I'm not sure. I might know you, man. If I don't know you, hey, let's be friends, man, because I appreciate your presence here. Patricia Steed, who is a New Yorker who goes back, I guess, from my art and design, high school of art and design days, which remind me, Corey, to talk about, because the artist who did Hispanica, that is my connection, man. I want to talk about her and how that happened. And then also Bert Cody, Pigot Jr. I hope I got that name right, bro. If I didn't, don't be mad at me, man. Pigot. All right, I can relate to Pig Out. Anyway, Bert, thank you for being here. Bill McGee. Bill McGee was the last person to come in on Hispanica, and his trumpet playing and his arrangements absolutely elevated the song. And of course, my very, very dear friend Lynn, the Cafe Nouveau Contemporary Jazz Show. Lynn, I love you. Thank you so much. Who else am I missing? I hope I got everybody. I think I got everybody. Okay.
You got everybody.
I think so. I hope so. Costello, of course. Yes. Thank you, Costello, for being in the chat room. So you asked me a question, Corey.
Yes, that question was, I'm gonna tell you a quick story before I ask the question. So with my corporate job, my full-time job, so they call me DJ Zoom. So before our staff meetings start, I do the music. I come on like 10 minutes before our staff meetings, and I come up with a list of artists that I'm going to feature. So people in their little boxes like this. And so I played Hispanica. So my CEO, she was, she's listening. I could see her working, and she was like, "Oh my God, I love that. Who is that? Who is this amazing artist?" And I said, Christian D. MESONES. And they said, "Oh, we love Bob James. So if he's featured with Bob James, he has got to be the truth." I said, "Let me explain something to you about Christian. Christian has that it factor. That's why this brother, he has that it factor. And if you don't know that, shame on you." So, shame on you, right? But people love the song. And my question was to you, when did you do this song? How did your relationship come with Bob James? Hey,
Okay. I will definitely let everybody know. First of all, the history of Hispanica started a few years back, and the song itself is actually released on my first debut album, They Call Me Big New York.
right.
The difference with that version is it features the stellar performance of Deborah Galan, who
Okay.
I think is one of the best vocalists on the planet.
Oh,
And she was gracious enough to work with me. I asked her to write lyrics that were uplifting about the Hispanic um, culture and what was happening for us, because at the time, man, I was watching television
yeah.
and I didn't like didn't like what I was watching, the
Okay.
border wall, the children,
All right.
all of that stuff, man, which is still happening, right?
Mhm.
So the song was done. It was great. I was really going to leave it alone, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But this is what happened. Okay. What happened was I tried to really sell the song to my circle of radio promoters
Okay.
who go out there and, work the song for me. And I have a few of them in my corner.
Okay.
And unfortunately, none of them wanted to touch the song with the vocals.
Wow. Okay.
And that really disturbed me. And the advice that I was getting, the feedback I was getting about the song was awesome. They were saying this song has it, man. This is my advice. Turn it into an instrumental,
Okay.
right? And I'm a big fan of vocals, but I like to use vocals just like I like to use a
Right.
sax or a piano. I mean, to me, it colors stuff. I don't always like to have the vocals being the star melody sometimes, right?
Right.
So I actually didn't take the advice at first. I was kind of pissed off. I was like, man, thank you, but no thank you.
Right.
Then I slept on it.
Mhm.
I called up the radio promoter who said this, gave me this advice. And I said, do you have a date for me to put this song out on the radio? And everybody that I talked to had no dates until late October, early November. But this guy said he had August. And I was like, that's what I want. So then I get off the phone with him and I talk to a DJ in the UK who's a very dear friend, a lot of love and respect. His name is Mike Ricard. He has a show called The Dusty Grooves. Okay. And that's on Jazz Juice Radio. And the people at Jazz Juice Radio in the UK are great, great people. They support me. They've been supporting me all the way back when Groove School limited edition CD came out in 2010.
Okay.
So I'm joking with my friend Mike, and I'm saying, what would be kind of funny, man? It would be kind of cool. Wouldn't it be kind of cool? We had like a Bob James kind of guy on the song, just like that, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, Chris, I'm friends with Bob. I'm going to give him a call.
Wow.
So I get my email, and what does my email say? It's from Bob James, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bob James says, I listened to your track. I like it. I would love to play on it.
Wow.
What do you do, man? Corey, what do you do? What do you do?
What was going through your mind and when you like what? Really? What were you thinking at that time, Chris?
I was at a party and I stopped the whole party. It was a celebration. It was a birthday party. It was a celebration for somebody else. And I said, hold up, everybody. Hold up. I got to say something. And my brother-in-law, Christopher Valentine, who is a huge Bob James fan, he goes, I don't believe you. And I said, okay, here, take a look at my phone, and I'm going to read the message verbatim. He was like, you know what, man? You never cease to amaze me. I don't get, it's like, he just came back at me like, I just can't, I'm going to stop not believing in the magic that happens around you, the blessings that keep on falling your way. That's what he told me, man.
I mean,
and that's it. That's it.
I love that story, because a lot of times, you think about Christian, and you've been in this music business a long time, and you hear a lot of artists when they have, I'm not sure if Bob James is like somebody you ever wanted to work with before, or was he ever on your bucket list to work with before? But for that to come to fruition and something like that to work with somebody like that, that is absolutely a blessing. That is, and I think it's just divine. Things are supposed to happen that way. Wouldn't you think so?
I believe in the supernatural powers,
Mhm.
and that felt. First of all, I don't think I've ever had a situation that came together so quickly. It was like email, called him up, said, he asked me what I wanted. At first, I had to do a little micromanaging with Bob James, but it turned out great. It turned out phenomenal, and then this is the cream of the cake right here, okay?
Okay.
Because my good friend Bill McGee, who is featured on "Sexy Beast," which was the previous single I released,
right.
He calls me. He finds out about Bob James. I don't know how he found out. Maybe I told him,
Okay.
and he was like, Chris, please. Can you throw a brother a bone? Could you please let me play on this track? And I'm like, man, I don't have any more money, bro. I got no money, man. Empty pockets, bro. What are you saying? It was like, I don't care about money. I want to play on this song. Right. So when people come at you and act like that to you, what do, Corey? Right. I mean, I just say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God, for right. shining the love and the blessings, and I try to give it back in whatever way I can give it back.
Wow.
And Bill is talking about freebie, but he does not know that when the first royalty check comes in, that he's got a chunk of he's gonna get a little slice of the pizza pie. All right. Right, Bill, just a slice, man, maybe 1/8. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like that Spotify paycheck, man, we get, right?
Right. That's right. Thank you for sharing that story. And everyone that's also listening, make sure you go over to Christian's website, which should be streaming at the bottom of the page here. There it is right there. Make sure you go and support. It's all about support, everybody. We need everybody to go and download this song right now. Matter of fact, just go, everybody's on the live now. Even if you have a copy, go and purchase the CD, everything now. And I believe in buying things for, even though I've purchased your stuff before, I will still purchase it again. I share music. I give it to friends that may not necessarily listen. It's like, oh, well, this is something new. When you get a chance, most people are working at home, pandemic, I'm working at home. So that gives me an opportunity to listen to new music and new artists. And that music is a gift and it's healing. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that with my special guest, Mr. Big New York, Mr. Christian D. MESONES. We're going to take a short break, guys, and we're going to have a little bit more up close and personal conversation with our guest tonight. We'll be right back on Artist Talk.
Thank you.
No sleep last night, been dreaming of you.
Hey everybody, I'm your host, Jazzie KWard, and welcome back to Artist Talk, talking to our special guest, none other than Christian, Mr. Big New York D. MESONES. So Christian, before I continue, am I saying the name right? Do you have people have like trouble saying your name?
You know what, man? This is my thing, right? If people could pronounce Michelle Ndegeocello,
I can say
right?
that. Yeah.
Now, so why? You know what? It disturbs me a little bit, especially from my Hispanic brethren when they don't pronounce my name right. Most of them get it right. But the problem that seems to happen, and which is one of the reasons why I keep the Big New York moniker going on, because a lot of people like to call me Big New York. It makes it easier for them. Is that my name is 2 words.
Right.
It's of the house. You know, it's like de MESONES. And people don't see that. They look at it and they get confused because they see some people capitalize the DE and make it one word. And then when you do that, it just messes you up. So if you look at it as 2 words, it's not hard. Now you said de MESONES, and my brother pronounces our name de MESONES, and I pronounce it de MESONES. So who knows, bro? Who knows, man? Hey, just don't call me late for dinner. That's all I care about.
You know, shame on me, y'all. Shame on me. Shame on me.
It's funny.
So, well, before I continue that question, and I asked everybody to do a hashtag, and I have a giveaway that I want to give somebody, a special guest. I mean, a special somebody here on a live night, little package just from me, from Jazzy, from the show. So if you did hashtag shame on you, are we ready to? Oh, okay. Just keep going. Okay. So we'll come back to the shame on you.
Okay, I got a question for you, Corey.
Okay.
The package that you're giving away, is it my music?
No, not this round. We're going to save yours for.
Okay, because I want to give this and this, which is no longer available in physical. You got 3 CDs here, guys. Okay, 3 CDs that I want to give away to one lucky listener. But we got to do a trivia question. So next break, me and you got a mind melt on a good trivia question for these people, because we can't just give it away, right? We got to make them work for it.
Were you ready to give the other package away? So I'm gonna give away something, also a CD. So we're gonna go ahead and do the shame on you. So here we go. We need like some Jeopardy music.
Ding, 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 ding.
Here we go.
Oh, look at all those people. Oh my God.
Let's see. And woo!
Heidi Tan is the winner. Heidi, man, Heidi doesn't need anything, man. She's rich. She's rich. She's on the cover of Vanity Fair, man. She's got like thousands of followers, man.
Heidi, she is. She's such a beautiful lady.
She is
such a. Warren just said it was rigged.
It was rigged. Yes, Warren, I think so, man. You know, Corey's got a thing, right, for the ladies, man. Right? So yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, Heidi's my friend. You know, congratulations to Heidi Tan on that. And again, so we're talking with Mr. Big New York, y'all. And so, Christian, I want to go back and ask you this question that I thought about when we're talking about, music, jazz. I always tell people jazz is a music, even when you go back in the earlier days. I mean, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. But my question to you is, why should people care about jazz music?
Why should people care about jazz music? What a great question. That can even go deeper if you really want to, but I'm just gonna try my best to answer that the best I can. Okay. First of all, do you agree with me on this statement, Corey?
Okay.
Do you agree that most people in general who listen to music because they relate to something in the music that they listen to? Do you agree with that?
I totally agree with that. Okay.
All right. So let's just go back on the statement that you said, jazz, right? It's an American art form. It's an African American art form, right? The reality to me, though, is that when you're dealing with music, especially Western music, it's a very emotional language, right?
Yeah.
So you have certain people that don't need lyrics to relate to music, and that's a big issue because in pop music, everybody relates to the words, right?
Right.
Everybody relate. Children, babies being born, they can hum the words, man. Mary had a little lamb, whatever, right? Um, so how does jazz, which is an instrumental art form and considered an improvisational art form, how does that compete with pop, with hip hop now, which is the
Right.
new rock and roll? Hip hop was not me, man. All right, I got a lot of stories about hip hop. I was Biggie's bodyguard, and I did the Jay-Z promotion in the record stores when I was in the record store business back in the day. But I got to tell you, man, I don't relate to hip hop yet, but I understand it. I do understand it, and I know a lot of the early music. So, in my opinion, the reason why jazz is something that should be appreciated and shared is because it is an outlet to express yourself, right? And some of us were fortunate enough to go to schools where we were in band. I was not one of those people, all right? But some of us were. And could you imagine growing up in high school and even college, even middle school, and being part of an ensemble where you learned how to play with other people and you learned how to communicate, not just by reading notes on a sheet of paper, but the whole presentation. That's a very powerful thing that affects everyone growing up. This is your development in the world. Right. And people can absolutely relate to the conversation of music like that way, right?
Right.
That's my opinion. What do you think, Corey? Do you think I should be a doctor?
Yeah, I think so. We're going to add doctor on the front of Christian's name, ladies and gentlemen. So, I always tell people, Christian, when I think about music, especially during this time, music is healing, mind, body, and soul. But what does music heal you from?
Oh my God, that's pretty personal. Do you know that I'm 90 years old, right? You know that, right?
Oh, I thought it was 91.
Yeah, well, I'm getting there. July 11th, man, I'll be 91. And people continually tell me how great I look for my age. What they don't understand, man, is that even though I look great for being a 91-year-old soul, my body feels 91. Okay. So what I do is music is like my yoga. Music is like my meditation. And first of all, I'm not 91, man. I'm 60 years old, bro. Hey. But hey.
I would have never put you at 60 either. I thought it was much younger.
The beard dye, bro. The beard dye gives me 10 years, man. But I do have to say that sometimes you don't realize the gift.
Yeah.
Like I'm over here always coming up with ideas of what's my next move. Right. How am I going to get more followers? How am I going to reach more people? How am I going to capture people's attention? Most people are not going to relate to a big Bulgarian Peruvian who's 60 years old who plays the bass, man. They're not going to relate to it, unfortunately, But music, they'll relate to my music if they feel something, if they feel my heart. And that is, to me, where it all happens, man. I mean, if you could feel my heart, if you could feel and you could receive my offering, then what you just did was it's like you kept a cycle of life going on. Right. That's how I feel about it, because you are giving me an incredible gift tonight, Corey. You're sharing my music and my profile with people who follow you. and I looked at your followers, and and I see the hard work you do, and it's no joke.
Huh?
Both of us have something in common that I want to pat. I want to pat your back, and I hope you could pat my back.
Most definitely.
We are accomplishing a lot in our lives, and we still work a day job that takes about 12 hours of our day, or 10 hours of our day, considering travel time back and forth, all that. Could you imagine if we had nothing but just to do what we really, really want to do, and we were having money, we were getting that weekly paycheck of 2,000 or whatever, for whatever money you're trying to achieve every month, man, imagine that. Imagine we were getting paid. Like, for me, I would be very happy if I cleared $4,000 a month from music. That would be like, I'd be very happy. I don't think that's greedy, but I'd be happy, right?
Right.
But I'm not doing that. But I'm still very, very happy, because I don't take the gift for granted, man. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? Who knows what happens if I wake up tomorrow morning and I'm not the same anymore? My hands don't work. My handsome features fall apart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's going to happen? So I don't take the gift for granted.
Great.
I don't.
I love that. And on that note, when we're talking about it, I felt like it, almost like a minister, like you were preaching to me. You put that knowledge into my spirit, into my soul. So I'm passing the collection plate. And when I say I'm passing the collection plate, that means everybody make sure you go over to bignewyorkbassworld.com and make sure right now that you go over, and it's all about support. Get the new song Hispanica featuring Bob James, and also that song is on the smoothjazz.com top 100 charts, right?
It's number 26. It's my highest so far. The iHeart Alan Kempler platform is not an easy one to break through. Right. At least not in the top numbers. So let me just let everybody know that right now I'm on the cusp of entering the top 30 Billboard right now. The highest I did on Billboard was number 55 with Latin Jive Redux, and that was in 2017. So it's interesting. You've got two platforms that people pay attention to: Billboard being number one, and Mediabase, Clear Channel, being number two. Now, I've done great on Mediabase. I've done really, really good on Mediabase. I've had top tens. I've had plus. Just to let you know that I've made number one. All of my songs have hit number one on most local programming, most independent radio platforms that are website based. Now, your station is not website based, right? You have an actual terrestrial station on a dial. Is that correct?
Right. That's right. WVAS, which is 90.7 on the campus of Alabama State University.
Thank God, because we don't have that many terrestrial stations out there. We have about 14, 13, something.
And it is a Billboard reporting station.
Yeah.
EDS reporting station. Yeah.
So you know what that means? That means, Corey, that I need you to play Hispanica 25 times a day for the next month. 25 times a day, and you'll make me a happy man. 25 times a day, man.
As much as I love you and so many of these amazing gifted talent artists on there, I thought about when I started back in radio over 25 some years ago, each and every Saturday when I'm on that program, and I think about, I sit here at night, and sometimes I'm up, Christian, to sometime 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, knowing I have to be at the station on Saturday mornings at least by 7:15. And it's all about support for me. These are so many amazing artists like yourself that, I always think they don't necessarily get the just due that they should get. And I'm, it's like, oh God, I didn't play this person. I need to play this person. And I'm writing down this list. How can I get in? And a lot of times my station manager, I said, well, I know my shift is over at 12. I'm going to stay over a little bit, maybe to 1 o'clock. We may do some NPR program. I said, I need to get this artist, I need their song played. And, they're like, sure. So, about the support and, anything I could do for artists out here, especially independent artists, because, as coming up, being independent, if you're not signed to a major label, the finances that you probably have to take out of your own money to even just to get one song, I'm sure that's extremely costly.
Do you want to know how much it costs?
Yeah, just an average figure.
Do you want me to give you has anybody ever shared that information with you, Corey?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a scale, so I don't give you the exact number. Okay? It's between $3,000 and $6,000 a song.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
That's the investment that you have to put in. And the more money you put in, and the more people who are supporting you, who are playing the song, who like what you're doing, the better your chances are getting up there. And the reality is once you do get to a certain level, you will start seeing some residuals, because in the very beginning, when you're doing these radio promotions and you're investing your money and you're hoping that you're going to make something back, you almost do it because you're still in that stage where you want people to know who you are. You want people to follow you on Spotify. And by the way, I do want to tell all of your audience, and there's a bunch of people that have been saying some really, really great things here. Kevin Williams, who is a dear brother of mine, a dear friend of mine, and Donna Howard from the UK, who is my heavy metal sister, my heavy metal Man-O-War brethren. Brethren don't work. My sister. Incredible. But I forgot what I was saying, Corey. Help me out. I forgot what I was saying.
You were talking about support.
Huh?
You were talking about support.
Well, this is the thing, man. The more you do it, right? The bigger, the bigger your name gets out there. But it's more than that. I think the biggest change in my life, Corey, was after 30, I tell people I've been in the business for 40 years. I've been on and off in the business for 40 years.
Okay.
I will tell you that I started at least about 2.5, maybe 3 dozen independent band projects over the 40 years of my life. Wow. And playing bass guitar. And all of them took about 2 to 3 years to develop and fell apart in a matter of one act. One musician said, I quit. And the whole dream falls apart. So do you know what I did, Corey?
What's that?
I said, I don't need a band anymore. I will hire musicians to play my music. And if they want to play with me, if I take care of them, if I pay them well, and I only do gigs that are high profile, then they're going to stick with me, And that's what I've been doing. And it's been working. So ever since I just let that whole thought process behind, I'm like, look, I'm not inviting you in my world and spending countless amounts of money to have you just come to rehearsal and not even learn, not even want to play, not even care that this is our life together to create something bigger than you and I. I'm going to do it, on my own, my way. And that's been my success story. I've been doing it. That's how I've gotten to where I'm at. And I still got a far way to go, brother. I'm not there yet.
Yeah. Well, anything we can do, and everyone, you always have my continued support, Christian. And so what we're going to do, we're going to have we're going to get Christian to stay around just a few minutes longer. We're going to take another little short break, and we're going to have more conversation right here on Artist Talk.
This is jazz recording artist guitarist Patrick Yandel. Join me for an unforgettable night live at the State Theater in Bay City, Michigan. Mr. Gerard Gibbs on keyboards, Joe Aranda on bass, and the infamous Mr. Ron Otis on drums. Patrick Yandel, live at the State Theater, October 2nd. Get your tickets now.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. We're talking with my friend, Mr. Big New York. Don't forget to go over to Big New York. That's bignybassworld.com. That's his website. Check out the website. Go get the music. If you don't get the music, shame on you for not having Christian in your case. You need a CD for the house, and you also need one for the car. So just get all of them, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Christian, I wanted to bring up, I want to play a little bit of, do we have Hispanic? No, see, I want to play a little bit of Sexy Beast, and I want to ask you some questions about that. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Sexy Beast. Let me tell you something about that song, Christian. As much as I love music, now it definitely has the right title, Sexy Beast. Because see, I consider myself a sexy beast. So I was doing a video the other day, and I was playing your song after I was leaving the gym, and I had the song in my. It's one of those. The song to me demands the way it comes on. The song demands so much attention. When you listen at the different melodies, I always say the song has a lot of spices and jalapeno peppers and all kind of ingredients on the inside. And the artwork is simply amazing. Who did the artwork?
The artwork, I found the artist on Instagram. His name is Steve Aguso. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. He's out of the UK. When I saw the image, I immediately wanted the picture. So I reached out to him to get the permission to use the photograph. And the inspiration, first of all, came from my love of Lola Falana back in the day. I don't know if you remember Lola, but Lola, she did an ad. I believe it was for, I don't know, it might have been an alcoholic beverage. I'm not sure, but she did an ad, and she was in this leopard. I don't think it was cheetah spots. I think it was zebra stripes or whatever. Okay. And that image stayed with me. It was really, it was just a striking image.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people didn't like the title of Sexy Beast. My wife thought it was a stupid title. She did not like it,
Love it.
And I thought, for me personally, Sexy Beast is a play on words. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to be derogatory. Right. It's not supposed to be promoting bestiality or any crazy thing like that. It's basically a terminology of someone who's it's like animal magnetism. That's where I came from. That's the place I came from, animal magnetism. And so I tried to ask my wife if she would pose in the video for me, but she turned me down. So I always try to get my wife into doing stuff for me. My wife is the one who made that video, by the way.
Wow.
And yeah, she put that video together. So I'm married a great woman, because she was not hating on the images. We found the images together. There were stock video that we found, and there were about 9 video shots of this actress, this dancer in the makeup, and I thought the image was striking.
Oh, very true.
And so I was fortunate enough to use it. My wife also made me the Sweet Night instrumental video, which is out there, which that video, which was very simple, it has really a lot of different images of the moonlight, and then at the end it has a woman dancing. Um, I'm not sure what hits home, but I really think it's a work of art.
It is absolutely stunning. And I think we have something else. You want to pull something else up? Okay, we got something else. My producer over here wants to show us.
That ain't me. Oh, that's it.
Lying in the tall grass, just watching the world pass. I
Hold
saw
up,
someone walk in, and I
How did you find that?
and I said, "Here goes."
I got a good team over here.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh my God. But you know what? I never saw the video. I only saw the photograph in the magazine of her dressed in that outfit with her hair up like that.
Right.
So, hey man, kudos to your producer, man. What's his name?
Chef D. Chef D.
Chef D, brother. You got what it meant, man. You got it, brother. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you.
Chef D. So, but yeah, that song, like Sexy Beast, Sweet Night, all of your music is powerful. And you work with some other great artists, but I wanted to ask you, was the bass always your first love, your first instrument you picked up?
It was very strange on how that happened, because the very first instrument I picked up was actually drums. And my brother was a guitar player, and this was early on. This is like 10. I was 10 years old or so, right?
Right.
And I wasn't a good drummer. I had absolutely no natural ability for drums. Okay. So I left music alone. My brother became pretty accomplished as a guitar player. He learned by ear and taught himself, and he was playing things that were some really cool figures on the guitar. And I didn't want to copy my brother. My brother's older than me. And so I never really thought about music. And what happened was, my first year at art school, I went to my very first concert, which was a Kiss concert, and my life changed, bro. Yeah. And I can't tell you, man, I was in the front row or near the front of the stage. I was on the side where Gene Simmons plays on the bass. And this was the first time where I actually heard his distorted bass separate from the guitars. So I heard it, and I was listening to his bass lines, and I'm like, yeah. So he planted the seed. Damn you, Gene Simmons! Damn you.
Christian, I thought about this. Let me ask you this question: when we talk about music and artists and their artistry, what do you do when the world is not ready for your sound? You ever thought about that?
You know what? I try not to think about that, because there are plenty of artists out there that had their moment, and they're forgotten. They had their moment in time. And then there's some other great artists that aren't discovered until they're dead. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I can tell you right now, I am not the traditional jazz artist. I'm a hybrid musician. Mm-hmm. I grew up playing heavy metal and hard rock. Mm-hmm. I still listen to hard rock and heavy metal. It actually brings my blood pressure down. I don't listen to a lot of smooth jazz.
Okay.
And I do listen to fusion, because I did go through a fusion era in my life. I mean, Mahavishnu Orchestra, George Duke's Reach For It, Stanley Clark's School Days, Weather Report, Heavy Weather. Right. Those were big albums for me. I also loved progressive rock music like Emerson, Lake and Palmer and Bill Bruford. And, so I kind of grew up with a lot of stuff. And don't ask me how I came up with Latin, how Latin came into my writing, but Latin is the most natural way for me to express myself. And I'm not a true traditional Latin musician. You know what I mean? Right. So all I can tell you, man, is it's really because I have an open heart and open ears. And if it moves me, I don't care what it is. I want to know about it. I want to learn about it. So that's it, man.
That's right. All right. So I want to go now, and for all of those who have not heard Christian's latest song with Bob James, Hispanica. Do we have that? I want to play just a snippet of that real quick.
Okay.
Hey, that's right, Heidi. Heidi said, yeah, you hear a little Latin, you hear a little salsa in there. Heidi, come on, Heidi. So, Heidi promised me a dance once I come to California. So, Heidi, that's going to be our song that we dance off of, okay?
That's very sweet. That's very sweet.
That's going to be our song we dance up. So, the same artwork for Sexy Beast, any of your other artwork, is this the same artist or different artists?
No, and thank you for asking. The person who did this album cover, she's a very dear friend of mine. We were very, very close in high school growing up together. And I met her in ninth grade in 1975. Her name is Lisette Flores Nieves.
Okay.
And I got to tell you that we separated after, school was over. We didn't really keep in touch. And then, of course, Facebook brought us back together again. And we started talking a little bit, but I started noticing on her Instagram account that she was doing these sketches, right?
Okay.
And I saw the sketch and I immediately reached out to her and I said, that is the Lady Madonna. That represents culture, integrity, class, femininity, and my legacy, my people, right? And I said, I want it. I'll buy it from you, but I need permission. I want to use it for the album cover. And she was very touched by it. She was like really, 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 really just moved that I asked her to for the artwork. And I also have to ask you something now. I was thinking about putting this image on T-shirts.
Oh, beautiful.
So I don't know if people would be interested in buying if they had this on either black, lime green, whatever colors, man. But I'm thinking about putting this image on a T-shirt and selling it as merchandise.
I think also, I think it would be great T-shirt, Christian, and the image on a coffee mug.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I think the Sexy Beast image. I was thinking about a hat with leopard skin, with a leopard, like black and leopard skin, and then have Sexy Beast in that kind of tattoo italic font, and maybe put some rhinestones in it. I was thinking about something like that, man. To sell. But how many people are you going to see wear a Sexy Beast hat, man? I don't know.
I think it's definitely great, my friend Christian, on a shirt. Everybody in here tonight, they will definitely, including myself, I would definitely support and purchase any of that merchandise. But I would definitely want the T-shirt in a coffee mug.
Absolutely.
I would definitely want that. So also, Christian, just probably one more, question for you. Well, before we do that, I was thinking about, I know Christian has a giveaway that he wants to give away, the CD. So I was thinking about, Christian, you have a new project that's coming out in 2022. And I was thinking, Who can tell me? And I don't know, Christian, if you want to do this. I mean, I know the title of the album. If that's still the name, who can tell us the title of Christian's new album that's going to be released in 2022?
The first person that types in the title of my album, which will be a double CD.
Yep.
All right. The first person to type that in gets this package of 3 CDs. One, you can't get this Groove School anymore in a hard copy. Sorry, guys. This is rare. This is a great album. I'm very proud of it. And there are only a couple of these singles that are not available. So you'll be getting this before it's released on my upcoming album in 2022. So I don't see anybody typing, man. Is it too hard for them?
You think? Well, I don't think it wasn't hard for me, but sometimes you have to do a little research. I've been putting little clues up here tonight. I could give somebody a clue, and I can tell you this. Make sure you go over to
man. Look, somebody got it, man. Somebody got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who was the person? I don't know. The title of the album is "What You Only Live Twice."
Right.
That's the title of the album.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie Valentine. Hey, Corey. That's my sister-in-law.
Congratulations, Stephanie. I figured Stephanie would do that.
Stephanie, man, you were something else. I appreciate it. You know,
Stephanie. I'm just teasing. And Christian, to talk about the new album, can you give us a snippet of some of the guests that will be featured on the album? If you can say.
I'm going to claim this. I'm going to claim this. And some of them are already on the album. So let me just tell you, I'm working with a lot of the same musicians that are in my corner, of course, which Eddie Bacchus Jr., Rob Malatek, Mike Gamble, Elliot Levine, a bunch of different drummers that I use. But I have this incredible Grammy award-winning instrumentalist who lives in India by the name of Ricky K, who is invited to play on a track. I also have Randy Hochstetter, who is invited, and he's out of Atlanta. Very interesting cat. I'm tapping Jeff Lorber. I'm tapping David Benoit. I'm tapping Jonathan Fritzen. And as far as bass players are concerned, I have the one and only Brendan Rothwell, along with Bill Dickens, who is a phenomenal bassist. He's actually my teacher and a mentor. I also have Andrew Goucher, who's the godfather of bass. And I have Vale Johnson, Kenny G's bass player, and they're all featured on Throb, the Bass Gods remix.
Oh, wow.
And I have a famous Marvel comic book artist that is going to do the artwork for that album, for that single, that song. So I can tell you right now, I don't know exactly, out of all the names I mentioned, there are some that are definite and some that, you already know about Bob James. Now, I have somebody on my album that I've already worked with. There are 2 people that you might not know of. One is Jared Arosamina. Now, Jared was signed to Trippin' in Rhythm back in the day. He has an album called Manhattan Nights, and he's one of. Do you remember Jared?
I remember him.
Yeah, one of my favorite musicians, and he's local, and he's a friend of mine. So he's going to be on one track. I also had this incredible vocalist who is known for working with Pat Metheny, and his name is David Blameres, or David Blamires. I think it's Blameres. I might be wrong. But he is featured on a track called Don Pedro. which is a tribute to my dad. So I have 2 tributes on that album. I have a tribute to my father-in-law. The song is called In His Vision, and it features Eddie Bacchus Jr. on lead sax. And then I also have Don Pedro, which is a tribute to my dad. And it features Jared on sax and David Blaemeyers and your friend, Maurice Chevalier.
I was just about to ask you about Maurice. Were you going to work with him again?
Again, yes. He did a great job on Year of the Dragon. It's one of those songs that did very well for me. I really wish I would have been able to put more money into that song. But I had to choose, and so I chose Hispanic over Year of the Dragon. But Year of the Dragon is a great song. Oh, fusion. It's a fusion joint, you know? It's pretty hot.
Most definitely. Well, what's up?
I'm sorry, man. I did forget Curtis McCain. Yeah. Curtis McCain is on a lot of my songs. But I am tapping a couple of great drummers too. Dave Weckl. I'm tapping. I mean, you know, some of these guys are gonna say yay. Some of the guys are gonna say I can't. Whatever. Daryl Hall is somebody else. I got a lot of people, man. I'm tapping, bro. A lot of people. Well,
so do you? So I know. So it'll be out sometime in 2022, right?
It might be late 2022 because I'd like to have it in April, but it may be September of 2022, which is late.
And Bill said you didn't mention him. Should he feel slighted?
Bill McGee, I got him on the kazoo. He's going to be on the kazoo on my album, man. We're doing a remix of Sexy Beast, and Bill McGee is going to go.
That's gonna be hot. That's gonna be hot. That's gonna be hot. That is definitely gonna be hot. My friend Christian Day Mesones, Mr. Big New York. Oh, something I wanted to mention too. I saw your photos, and again, tell your mom she's a beautiful lady. Happy birthday. I knew you all celebrated your mom's birthday too. Was it a week or so ago?
Yeah, it was over a week ago. It was the first time that I actually was able to visit my mom, who is turning 89. She's actually turning 89 Monday, September 20th. So thank you for mentioning that. I was very concerned because of COVID and because, you know, of her age. I mean, I actually got the test before, what do you call that? You know, that they put the swab in your nose. Yeah, I did that just to make sure before I went to New York to make sure that I was good, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So,
and my brother, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for coming on the show to share more about your music. And for those who are watching, for those who go back and watch the replay, don't forget to go over to the website, which is streaming there. Make sure you and they can download the song, right, too, Christian?
They can download directly from me. I believe I have different ways to pay, and I believe the songs or the singles are $1.29.
Okay.
And the album, to download the album, the albums are not expensive.
Right.
You can get the Groove School album downloaded. You can't get the physical copy anymore.
Right.
So,
yeah, I was getting some tweets, and people were asking me also if they can they order directly from you, because a lot of people want like autograph signed copies. Can they? What you have left?
Yes, yeah, I do have. I have about 20 CDs left, and of course, if I get low, I'll order more. But these are high quality CDs. They come with an 8-page booklet. They're all color, and I will directly sign. If you're in the States. I'm selling them for 20 even, because it's like 15 for the CD, and postage is about $3.50, whatever. So I just rounded out to 20. But if you are in the UK, or if you in Japan, or if you're in Germany or wherever, I have to charge more because it costs actually $15 to mail it out overseas. Right. So it's $35. And in the beginning, I was mailing it out for 20, and like, Oh my God, man! I made like a 50-cent profit on the CD. So I'm sorry, guys, and it's
That's right. It's all about support everybody. So everybody, Christian, he will order more. So those 20 CDs that he got, everybody just go over, hit him up, and go ahead and get the CDs, get your autographed copy, and let's support my brother. Okay, big New York based world.com. And Christian, a question for you. Hey, my friend Michael Levine. Hey, my friend. Thank you.
Michael Levine. That's another guy I would like to tap, man, to play. Hey, Mike, man, I hope maybe you'll be free for me next year, man, or a couple months, man. Maybe we can collaborate. I would love to have Wayne collaborate also, Wayne Keller. I've got a couple of people that are asking me. Kevin Williams wants to do a song with me. I don't know if Lynn Tucker can sing, but I would love to have her sing on something. Thaddeus is going to be on my album, that's for sure. Bill McGee will be back on my album. Of course, Bill is somebody I treasure dearly. I'm going down the line here. I hope I'm not missing too many of you, but yeah, man.
While you're looking at, for someone that's watching this program, or even for those who go back and watch the replay, being in the music industry, I'm sure it has its ups, its downs, like anything, its challenges. Someone wants to follow in your footsteps. What's the best advice you've been given or that you could share? Any words of wisdom you can leave us with?
Well, I think you have to have a giving heart. Yeah. I think from my experience, there are just too many narcissistic, self-centered, one-way people out there in the world. And you don't want to be around them. Right. You want, no matter what opportunities and doors that they can open for you, I believe that you really, really have to have an open heart and share your gift and look for people who want to share their gifts with you. And you know what? I think that's all I can tell. As far as doing this thing, yeah, there's a lot of knowledge, there's a lot of research, but it's something that you do. It's just like growing up, getting older. You just learn by doing. None of us really have a book, man. We have a couple of things that we can do, but when it comes to writing music, you want the music to be pure and have integrity.
That's right.
And also, I forgot to mention another guy who I'm working with. His name is Wade C. Long, and he's not in the chat room tonight, and I'm kind of bummed because I was hoping he would be. But I am working on a song that is like Bruno Mars meets CeeLo. And yeah, Bruno Mars meets CeeLo, and I'm going to try to get Dave Koz to play on it if possible. Okay. So, but that is it's a funky, hot, it's an Earth, Wind, and Fire, get out of your seat jam, man. And we're co-writing it together, man. And I'm very excited about it,
Well, I'm truly excited for you, my friend Christian. Thank you so much for coming. Come back anytime on the show just to have a conversation. Anything I can do to continue to support you and your music, you got it, my brother.
I appreciate it very much, man. And I want to thank my manager, Fritz Germain. I want to thank my publicist, Scott Thompson, who, by the way, Scott has been promoting me for my Grammy nomination for Hispanica. I'm nominated in 3 categories, but really the bottom line is I just hope, man, that it beats and gets into the first round and the second round. It's got a lot to go. I still got a ways to go on Billboard, and I'm still praying. I'm praying for people like you to keep on playing the song. Don't let it fall. Don't let it sleep, man. You don't want me to release another single next month, do you, man? No. Just keep on pushing that Hispanica joint. And I'm thankful for Bob James's help. And of course, Dave Koz, a big shout out to Dave Koz, who, by the way, last night I was supposed to be with him. I was one of his guests, right. And I got caught in the flood. Oh, wow. We got caught in the flood and we turned around, man, and we missed the show. So, but hey, Thank you. And thank you to all my band members. Thank you to my beautiful wife, Jennifer.
There's
Man, I couldn't do this. Let me tell you, Corey, man, when you find the right person
Mhm.
in your corner,
That's right.
everything, God makes everything possible, right? But
Right.
it feels in the natural a lot easier because you've got somebody in your corner that is like got your back. That's
That's
not gonna, you know what I mean? And I never really had that, Corey, until I married the love of my life, you know?
Give a shout out to Jennifer. Yeah, it's all about when you find someone like that, please hold on to them. Very rare.
Hold on. Hold on.
Hold on. Everybody, again, thank you so much to my special guest, Mr. Christian de MESONES. Make sure you go out. His latest release with Bob James is Hispanica. Go get your copy today. My friend Christian, can you hang around for about a minute for me?
Sure, sure.
Thank you so much, my friend. Everybody, thank you so much for another great show, a great conversation with Mr. Big New York. He's a bassist, he's a composer, he's a band leader. And you know, if you didn't know this brother, shame on you that you got to know him a little bit more. It's all about support. I appreciate each and every one of you tonight for your questions. For those who go back for the replay, go over to my YouTube channel, KWard Radio. Make sure you subscribe. There's a little button right there. Make sure you hit it twice so you can get the notifications. Go to kwardradio.com, my website. Please subscribe. Any artist that would like to be featured, you want me to feature your music on my show, my information is there, as well as if you would like to support the show, my Cash App, PayPal information. No gift is too small. Any support. Don't forget to join me each and every Saturday for Saturday Jazz Affair on WVAS FM 90.7. You can stream the show on WVASFM.org. That's from 8 a.m. until 12 noon. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you so much, Rick. I see the comments. Thank you again, Christian. I think I missed Paulette. I think I saw her. Hey, Kevin. Thank you all so much. If I missed anybody, please don't blame my heart. Please don't do that. But thank you each and every one of you who stop in. And I know a lot of times people don't have a lot of time, to stay. But if you just come in and say hello and you have to leave, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much too, Jennifer. You're more than welcome. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Bill, too. You guys have a great night. And don't forget to join me back here on Monday for another exciting, great guest. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow on 90.7 from 8 a.m. until 12 noon at Central Standard Time. Until we talk again, have a great weekend. Make sure you take care of yourself and each other. See you next time.